Hey, sussy stuff. It is Georgia at night. I don't think I've ever filmed at nighttime, but we are going to go over the Elite Eight that happened today and last night. It's just me. People keep asking for Molly to be on the basketball show, and I'm just going to say you're not getting Molly, okay? You're stuck with me. Deal with it. Get over it. She's not coming, okay? Let's get into it. We will start by saying my team is out. I'm very upset about it. I don't really want to talk about it, but it is what it is. It's the name of the game. We had two losers in the SEC, just disappointing me, guys. I just live in a life full of disappointments. Alabama versus Duke, 85-65. Duke has some like 7-footers out there. First off, how do you even get to be 7 feet tall? That's insane. I I don't understand that. How did God look at someone and say, "You know what? I'm gonna make them as tall as a tree." And yes, I know trees aren't all 7 feet tall, but they have to be when they're like babies or something. Anyways, so I don't think that that's the only thing that really cemented this game for Duke. Obviously, they have an amazing defense, and Alabama could just not get any score. They couldn't buy a bucket. It was insane. Every single shot was off, and that's because of Duke's just dynamic defense. They even when they weren't blocking the shots, they were in their head already. Um, it it was disappointing. Yeah, I'm not gonna discuss any more about it. I'm sad. Go ahead, leave it in the comments. Cry, cry, haha, Duke beat you. Anyways, we're gonna go to our next loser, Tennessee versus Houston, 69-50. Once again, a huge defensive game. If you're a big defense like person, this Final Four has been amazing for you. I'm a big defense person. I think it's because when I played basketball, like I wasn't that great of a shooter, but defense, that's where I shined. I think it's just because I'm a little bit aggressive. But Chaz Lanier and Jordan Gainey, they scored 17 apiece. Tennessee only made 6 of 28 shots in the first 20 minutes. Really bad. Not usual. And they missed 14 threes until Zakai Ziegler ended that he got a three with like 30, 40 seconds left in the first half. They had a score of 15 at the half. Tennessee also just could not buy a bucket. You know that commercial from last March Madness? It stuck in my head forever. But that last commercial, and I think it was like Peyton Manning, and they were like courtside, and he's like, "Man, we can't buy a bucket." And Peyton Manning says, "You know what you do when you can't buy a bucket? You buy a bucket of Bud Light." Sponsor us. But Tennessee, once again, will not be going to the Final Four. Sucks to suck. Now moving on to our winners. Florida versus Texas Tech. Walter Clayton Jr. That man, that boy, well, let's be honest, he's a boy. That boy just saves Florida. Like he is Florida. Every Florida fan should be worshiping him. Posters on the wall. He is your savior. He had three no, he had 2 late three-pointers, and he just kind of rallied the Gators. Like, he was their backbone. They were, down 9 points. They trailed with 75-66 with less than 3 minutes to play, which just shows how fast Florida can score on you. The game was tied. They made the decision to foul, which was the right move. That can go either way, but it was the right move here. It worked. Texas Tech missed. Darius Williams ended up scoring um, for Texas Tech, but Clayton's three put Florida ahead, and they closed it out with some free throws. I said a few episodes in my little crystal ball that Florida was going to win a national championship in their future. I think this is the year. I do. I think that in the future is the now. And if they don't win, maybe it'll be next year. But they just have an incredible team, and they know how to come back and win. Like every single time, I'm like, oh, they're gonna lose, and then all of a sudden, Walter Clayton Jr. takes over, and they're winning. It's amazing. He's amazing. Great win for them. Then we had Auburn versus Michigan State, which literally like just ended. Janai Broom had 25 points and 14 rebounds. He ended up getting injured, coming back in. He's fine. Um, this will be Auburn's second trip to the Final Four under Bruce Pearl. But let's talk about how the Tigers went on a 17-0 run. And Michigan State didn't score for 6 minutes. I don't remember how many buckets they shot and missed. Maybe 10, maybe 12. I am not sure about that. I can't remember. Um, but what? Horrible. I don't know what was up with the scoring for the Elite Eight, but everything was off. I don't know if they were feeding y'all something bad, but nobody could score. It was an overall beautiful game for Auburn. They did amazing. Michigan State did pull within like five. I think it was like 35-30 at one point. But that's the closest they ever got to winning that game. Auburn's a dominant team. They'll face Florida, which I don't like that. I wish that we could have got, two SEC teams in, but Alabama and Tennessee had to lose. So it would have been a cool national championship for it to be all SEC. It would have been cool for it to be all SEC in the Final Four, but this is why we can't have nice things because people just go and lose games. This is the first time since 2008 that all number one seeds will be in the Final Four. I know a lot of people are like, NIL is ruining basketball and the tournament, and there's no Cinderella teams. I don't care. I really don't. I don't mind it. I think this has been a really entertaining tournament. I've liked the games. I think yeah, it's kind of obvious that the number one seeds are going to be in there, but it's the best of the best. So how can you complain about that? I mean, people can complain about everything, but I think you're watching the best of the best, and that's entertaining. Fight to the death. But it was a good Elite Eight. I'm excited to see who wins. I got Florida winning the Natty at this point, or Duke, but we want SEC team to win, so we'll be going for Florida. Let us know what you thought of the Elite Eight games. Who made you sad? Who made you excited? And we will see you guys next time when we go over the Final Four. Thanks. Bye.